Hi pretty people, it's Crystal, your very own personal beauty pro. If you are new, I know a lot of you are, welcome. I know a lot of you came over from my fabulous friend Fumi. So welcome Fumi Nation. Welcome to all my existing supporters. I am Crystal. I actually am a beauty professional. I am a working makeup artist. I work in what's called commercial or advertising, also editorial, and I have done more New York Fashion Weeks than I can count, and I hope to add Europe to that list soon. I have literally done hundreds of faces of all the races, so there is something for everyone here. One of the reasons why I started this channel and why I still love to come here is because I absolutely love educating, encouraging, and entertaining through beauty. You are going to love today's video. It is featuring this pretty look that I am wearing. This is going to be a fabulous grown-up way to wear a pop of color. It's a versatile look that will take you from day to night. You can recreate it at home with products you already have because I'm going to show you how. But as a bonus, I'm going to demonstrate this look with the pretty new products by PRADA. So we are going to always start with skin prep. And even though you may have heard that before, I cannot emphasize it enough. You would be surprised at how many people I work on, whether they are professionals in the industry or an everyday person, how many people sit in my chair and have not really cared for their skin, who do not really have a solid skincare routine. And it is always obvious when I examine the skin before doing makeup that it's a little dehydrated, that it hasn't been exfoliated in a while, and it makes a huge difference not only in how you look but also how you feel and how your makeup lays and appears. I'm not going to use an actual primer, at least not the kind that's designed to extend wear or help the application, because I really want you to see the true performance of the foundation. After cleansing, I applied some of Dior's Capture Total. This is their intensive essence. This one has a liquid texture, but it has a little body to it, a little viscosity. So it's almost somewhere between a water and a gel, and it feels so good going on. It's really nourishing and conditioning to the skin, and I love the bounce that it gives. You may hear a lot of people say to let that sink in or soak into the skin. I've said this before, but I think this is very important also, to really massage, press, and work the product into the skin until there's no more slip to the product. That's when you know it's truly absorbed. So rather than sitting there thinking that it's soaking in, it's best that you massage it in and you ensure that it's absorbed into the skin. There's a dual benefit in that. One, you get the full benefit of your product, and two, you don't leave too much on the surface to mix with your foundation and break down your makeup. Then next, I layered on this product by Fresh. This is the Rose Deep Hydrating Oil Infused Serum. And to prep lips, and you always want to prep lips, I use this Lip Repair Balm by Skin Fix. Make sure you rub in and massage in your lip prep really well while you're doing the rest of your makeup. That will have time to penetrate, soften, and lift any flakes or any dead skin. And then you can roll that off, blot dry, and then your lip color, your lipstick and gloss will apply more smoothly and they will last longer. And a bit of bubbly is a great way to prep your nerves while you're doing your makeup. So we're going to start the look with Prada's new foundation. Prada as a luxury house, I would say, has a bit of an odd vibe. Understated, kind of quirky, but they're known for working with really high quality textiles. You can see touches of the Prada fashion line in the makeup. There are different aspects of the packaging and the textures that mimic Prada fabrics, like that famous Prada nylon. Lindsay Alexander is a makeup artist who is well known on the runway and fashion circuit, and she's actually served as creative director. So congratulations to you, Lindsay. I do appreciate the efforts of the brand to be environmentally conscious, so the products are refillable. Be sure to provide you with the details, including the products and shades that I'm using, in the description area, and I'll also try to link it in the comment section. I'm going to start actually today with a concealer brush versus a foundation brush or a sponge, because I really want to start with some really targeted application, and then we'll apply more as we see the need. If you're a beginner or if you're a girl who likes it really natural, this is a great tip for you. We'll start with just a little, and I'm going to start right here under the eye. This shade is such a beautiful complement to my complexion. And then I'll follow up with a dry sponge and just gently merge that with the skin. Helps everything to lay nice and even, and it also helps with the makeup wearing well. I'm going to switch to a foundation brush and add a bit more. And a little goes such a long way. So we'll pause on complexion and we'll switch over to eyeshadow. Two-tone mixed metal packaging is really pretty. Each of them are inspired by fabric prints from the PRADA archives, and each of them are designed to have 3 neutrals and then this pop or this twist of color. There are the tones swatched, as you can see, really lightweight, and they almost appear a little translucent. Now that's not unusual with some of the higher end formulas. They're not necessarily going to give you that thick creamy texture that you might get from, say, an indie house type of shade. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're not high quality. Oftentimes they're designed to apply so that they sit in a more natural way on the skin. I'm going to start with that soft caramel brown. We'll start adding some shape to the eye. Because it has almost a hybrid cream to powder like texture, there's very little fallout with these shadows. I'm going to start building a little shape and a little depth right here. The hollow of the eye, which is more so my actual crease, which sits right above that literal crease that you see. Press it in, and then we'll soften the edges. We're still building up the look. That camel brown in the crease, but I also layered it under the eye. So a really soft haze right beneath the lashes. Once you've gently smoked out the upper and lower crease with that first shade, I did softly skim the edges to make sure the eyeshadow edges are melted down into the skin. That's what gives you that really pretty, professional, polished look. You don't see anything sitting on top of the skin, and you don't see exactly where that line starts and stops. We're going to keep building that beautiful, soft, smoky structure into the eye, and that's going to build a pretty frame around our star colors. Now I'm using this really beautiful chocolate shade. There, my focus is the outer corner of the eye, gradually fading into about where the pupil is, extending just a tiny bit beyond my natural eye. Keep in mind, when you are shaping your brows, the tail of the brow is usually most attractive when it ends with the eyeshadow. Sometimes I'm seeing eyeshadow looks go way past where the brow ends, and it tends not to be the most attractive in appearance. So now I have a dilemma. I am not quite sure how I want to build this look out for you. I'm not sure if I want to do gold in the inner corner and let it gradually merge into a purple, or if I want to do purple all over the lid and pop a little gold on the center of the lid. Pause the video and tell me what you would do with the gold and the purple at this point. Decided to take the purple all over the lid. So I'm really pressing that in and reloading the brush as I go. Make sure I get full payoff. And the eye really begins to take shape when you add eyeliner. Please do not do an eyeshadow look and think you can escape without eyeliner and mascara and get the same look. It's always going to look undone, overly bare, and unfinished. Make sure you sharpen your eyeliners and your lip pencils before every single use. Not only does it help clean off the previous use, it gives you more precision. At this point in a makeup application, I'll go back and touch up the complexion a little bit. So I might add a tiny bit more. Careful at this outer edge. Make sure it's really soft and blended and doesn't look like you took an eraser to your eyeshadow. I'm going to elevate the complexion and add a bit more coverage in certain areas, and I'm going to use the Hourglass concealer for that. I think this is a really high quality, elegant formula. In the very inner corner, I'm going to take a slightly lighter shade of the same concealer. It's one dot. I want to add a little light and a little lift. And with the warmer shade, I'm adding a few other strategic places that I want to kind of camouflage and lift. For a really pretty finishing touch, we're going to take that metallic gold and we're going to pop it on the center of the lid. And the way you do this is very strategically and very intentionally. It's not just, you know, tapping it on and hoping for the best. You want to really concentrate the color right down the center of the lid, but then you want to gently trail the edges of each side out. Think of it sort of like how the moon shimmers off of water. It's that really beautiful concentrated light, and then it kind of ripples out. And to really elevate the look and add a prettiness, we're going to add a lash. This is the Sephora lash in the style Fluffed and Full. Be sure to measure your lashes against the length of your eye and trim off a bit off the ends if you need to. This way your lash look doesn't droop or drag your eye look down. Before I show you a couple of the really pretty Prada lipsticks, we're going to finish the complexion. This is the natural untouched glow of the foundation, so it's a beautiful skin-like finish, but I am gonna powder today. I will say I have been wearing this foundation for a while. It wears beautifully. It wears the full day. It looks pretty and it looks elegant. For under eye powder, I'm going to use this really pretty powder. This is by Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Brightening Powder, and it's in a soft color that's almost the color of butter. And I'm just tiptoeing under the eye, being very careful not to disturb the under eye or not to create creasing, because there aren't any creases there, but sometimes in the way people press and apply their powder, they can create creases where there weren't any. For the rest of the complexion, I'm going to use Givenchy's Prism Leap powder. It has the 4 chambers. Now this powder is a very beautiful formula because it smooths and blurs and mattifies without drying the skin. There is a caution to this powder though. You really need to make sure that you get the right shade for your purpose. Decide whether you're using this as an all over face powder or as an under eye powder. When you're choosing your shade, there are 4 different chambers with 4 colors designed to brighten, lift, camouflage, and make sure when you look at the 4 shades in the one that you're choosing that the deepest in that container is not going to be too deep for the purpose that you're going to use it for. A really nice shortcut to add shape and glow and color to your face in one step is to use a bronzer as both a bronzer and a blush. So I'm going to use Pat McGrath's Burnished Honey to get a nice perfected lip. It's okay to tap a bit of your brush with the foundation on it right around the edges of the lips, and even to tap a little bit of powder around the edges. Lip pencil is your best friend for a long wearing lip and for a beautiful looking lip. You would be surprised at how crooked your lipstick can be when you apply it straight from the bullet. It may look okay when you're on a rush, doing it in the car or running out of the door, but if you were to hold up your camera and take a snapshot, or to zoom in on your lips and just look at yourself straight ahead in the mirror, you might often find that that lipstick is more crooked than you might have imagined. And yes, onlookers can see it. Before I line the lips, let me show you the lipstick. The lipsticks also have this beautiful mixed metal packaging, and it is magnetic. There's a soft matte and there's a hyper matte. The hyper matte caught my attention because it mixes pure color pigments with a black base. Soft matte formula has the pure color pigments and it's mixed into a white base. The soft matte, the texture of the bullet mimics Prada's famous nylon fabric, and the hyper matte's finish mimics the Saffiano leather. I have this red, which is called Lava, fuchsia, which is called Fuchsia. Here are the shades side by side. Perfect the lip line a bit, and this lip liner is one of my favorites. It's called Beat by MAC. They go on really soft and cushiony and opaque. And one thing I love that Prada has accomplished is they have managed to combine comfort and a true matte finish. In an effort to make mattes more comfortable, a lot of brands still have a little sheen. When I'm reaching for matte, I want it to be a true matte. Now you can always mattify a formula a bit more with powder, but it's really nice if it's a true matte out of the bullet, the way that mattes used to be. They're retro matte. The original Ruby Woo formula, that was a true matte, but people complained because it was stiff and you had to, put some energy into getting it on, but it was worth it for the look. And that's how you get a really pretty, polished, elegant, versatile look. You can do this day. You can even change the lip to a nude lip. It would also be really pretty for brunch or for date night. It's a grown-up girly way to wear color that still looks sophisticated and not too juvenile. We featured the new Prada products in this look, but you can definitely recreate this look at home with products that you already have. I really do look forward to seeing you in the very next video, but until we meet again, keep it pretty.